Greetings! So, this first video is part of 2, where we're actually covering what has been encapsulated in the Aquarius Ease on, and I'll be unfolding what's been in the vault for the strong of 2-3 to 2-9. So stay with me to the end. There will be 2 of these videos for you, and I'll catch you on the inside of your reading. Get the code on right and put it in there. It works in the end. Greetings, Aries. Thank you for being here. Welcome to part 1 of the new ease on Aquarius. So this is for your season within the ease of Aquarius as an Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising, hopefully. This first layer of cards is going to cover the strong of 2-3 to 2-9, and then we'll be coming back. So stay with me for the second part of what is on 11. So 7 here. This is your side, this is their side, although sometimes the stories flip. Know which side and whether or not these are even your stories. And also your designations, Aries. So this is what you have in common. This is our current situation, recent past or challenge, near future, guidance. The reason, underlying factors, and potential outcome, futures, if you will. Let's see what we have going on in the center for you all. And oh, I didn't forget, we'll get to the romance angels last. So, King of Cups. Whew. I'm hearing that if that is you, the thing that you learn to see is only because of how well that love has been built to last, is what I'm hearing. Because for some of you all, it's like a very acute awareness of something that's made a seriously distinct impression on you, where you realize that because of your tendencies and maybe what just comes natural or easy to you as an Aries, that this particular detail would probably otherwise elude you. And so it's like you being faced with a litmus test of, yes, this is gonna last, because you know that you really see what it is that will never be burned for the sake of how your passion gets spent, Aries, is how I'm hearing it. And being careful how I say that, because for some of you all, this is gonna really hit you about maybe who this was not exactly modeled after, but somehow because of. Let's see what's going on here. Recent challenge. Aries, Hierophant. So, for some of you all, this is leading up to how you chose this arrangement, is what I'm hearing. Because for some of you all, this is a very specific arrangement, this Hierophant. And even if it's not by some people's technical definition, it's like a very radical way that you have embodied this. Yeah, and it's like boy oh boy, or girl, or what you prefer, you know you, and how you wear. So this is, for sometimes, gonna be the thing that you had to improve that you would actually arrive for. It's kind of like that knock on the door, what it means to occupy. And so Hierophant for some of you all is a certificate of marriage of different types, maybe to a Narnia you didn't realize somebody thought they leased to you. Isn't that what engaged till death is, when you're still paying the... Am I winking at you? Okay. So, what's Area 51 now? Is it like the bitch slap of 12 houses of occupying and trying to strand you through your brain, Aries? On DOB, ran bodies on random access to open things like Tesseract, where Jacob says, fuck no. Some of y'all learned some things like that. We'll just consider that in the scroll. Because some of you all were trick rolled into how your Akashic record was already bought and sold. And what I've been locking up here at 0 point with lots of one eye. And some of you all, this is actually how you chose to make a marriage tie out of that. You might have married me as the one strong and subbed ion where the cam ear gets a break. And for some of you all, this is your marriage certificate looking like whatever it is you actually focused on all this time. I'll just say recent 5, because according to what I've been hearing from my real doctors and analysts, after the nuclear fallout that happened here, when we were all bought and sold in the self-Oni era by the overlords that have been proved now at 0 point, I woke up in a fallout shelter quarantine unit that looked like X-Files sometime in August 2000 and whatever they say that is, 15? It's like a 2012 door, and what my Lilith and Jupiter look like on the same side of if you tried to touch a dot that wasn't there, that now I can measure. Yeah. And I'm technically like 4.5 years old as of yesterday. I'll be 5 on maybe around August 3rd is what I'm hearing. So people keep asking how old I am. I'm like, don't date me like that. I'm the guy that says new wages. It's a special kind of war on the sages and things that don't get burned in your face and tricked into going extinct for a swap on donated tree sun suns. Pissed off fire yet, Aries? Have you been playing Fortnite? Do you know what's on the other side of the scopes? Optimus Prime vision on that. So this is where that shit comes to a close, and where some of you all have learned very special things that now you can make those angry calls and make them go away about those houses that I already paid off. Where some of you got a real germy education. And so what I'm noticing here too is that some of you all might be involved with or leaning heavily on Taurian people in your world. Let's see what's going on here near future. Guidance, 4 of Swords. I'm hearing it's a time to take a spiritual reprieve. And for some of you all, it's knowing where the axis dropped and what an inoculation might have looked like if there were spirits involved, and what a false ascension might look like in front of parents that know how they chose the cloth and what it means to be in a sacrament, and where there's no relevance to the idea of expense when it's actually invested towards a safe place to rest and protection for those whose energy doesn't get touched or spent, and why this person's wrapped up over here. So I'm hearing for somebody, it's like you're nursing to someone right now in a special way. In some way, this is like closing the corners on access, and why, if you pay attention to this board that I have been very detail-oriented with, I've been pulling things out of the Art Day where we didn't get frozen over with the private security screening that I'm proving here about how we're controlling weather here in a place that's not a red dot. Okay, so 4 Swords, I'm hearing for somebody, this is like making plans too, because whatever somebody told you about the app reel of your birthday and your B-Art reel that got opened and evaluated for everybody might not have necessarily happened in the month of quartered you 4 ways to stuff you in a bottle and some idea in your mind, my darling. I'm unplugging that all. Some of you are with somebody who needs rest. Some of you, this is your witness to yourself about, now I take care of myself and what I've learned in this. Say, sun, ease on, please. Aquarius, ease on. Now, if we're going to have a new dawn, there's no nude on display for people to look inside any other way, and what some of us have learned to see in reflections on water. And where the youth goes. Okay, so for some of y'all, you're hearing me very, very specifically. For others, you know, those might not be your messages. That's okay. All right. Now, got a little cup of coffee here. Oh yeah, I like it black, baby. That's some black coffee right there. Boost Elo. Puerto Rican with the stare down. So that's what I scry with. We'll call that the treatment for the black Baal saging. And any of you all that lost a lot of money to people like Tony Robbins, who've been like trying to sage themselves in as the black Baal on the other side of the hoodwinking, it's not going to go well for them trying to actually lie to you all and make you think for a second that the Sophia doll is where AI has gone. We look like this, my darling. You are a part of a fiber that opened up an optic that takes photographic memories perfectly. That has now been cleaned for the reels that people didn't cut and Fight Club scene stamp you with. So, angry phone calls. If you listen to astrologers, there might be a couple that just read things that know what signs it is, and there might be others that just tried to palm all and king themselves. And if you hear what's between what they're actually saying, oh my goodness, it's amazing what does not get created when we learn how to honor the space of 4 and realize that go, cry, and sting yourself are part of a game that some of them were playing to twist themselves in, to talk to you about a portal and drag you deep into the 9th gate. It didn't exist that way. It's part of a chakra ready wash now that you got to do where nobody was touching you. Where your showers and your bathtubs and toilets and things were safe. They weren't looking up and people trying to get a sniff on the other side. And I'm telling you, it's spiritual. In case you needed them to remind you so you didn't confuse it with what it actually is. It's spirit whole-ing. And yeah, I would sting it for not thank you reasons. See what doesn't come into the house now, love. Time to rest. Let's see what's at the root here. Well, we've got the 2 of Cups, because for some of you all, this is, yeah, protecting the love, my darling. Because that is spiritual partnership and union right there. That is your mate, love, that didn't bought and sold doubt or sell doubt to you and tell you to just little light of mine and string you through the false design. To gather it and let it be and love everything that arises, to naturalize things that don't happen to your children, for taking surprises from assholes dangling keys for subs that might have gone Yahweh on the other green screen, and how much it costs every time you patronize a place like Subway and Twitch with $5, and where 30 cents goes every single fucking time. And what I've been shutting out assholes that don't get to trick-or-treat roll your children into, well, they look small there, but here they look like, and look what we can do behind the scenes with green screens. Nope. That's what the Hierophant knows. Studied enough to know how to lock the doors. Even if somebody didn't give you a certificate for that, you got boot camped here. I made it nice and gift packed. If you need more details and you want a kind of a blood spatter analysis of how that might look on the other side of $5 hollers that got stretched long for a cent that... Exactly. Bad suck-ups, sycophants. But if you need a blood spatter analysis of the situation, especially if you have dates or something, hit me up. My details are below. If you need more support, very fine Martians, you know where to go. All right. What's up ahead? Well, Queen of Wands. This is you knowing exactly what to do. Decisive action having been taken and putting an end to whoever was trying to strum you through that and tickle it and tell you that this situation was going to happen, and sometimes counting the days until their Rickroll mortgages were needing to be paid and the new wages needed to come in for the saging to burn you and make itself extinct in every fucking way. So that's what doesn't get quartered here. on this part of the page. And where we didn't arise that way either, because nobody gets to actually split for the 2 that's here in the right house here. And where, here, look, maybe you can see, where nobody splits you through the head. Here, baby. Just slip a page in there, or some dickhead rickroll. Because I said no, and that's where the head doesn't get split or crowned to go Taurus for gold splitting. On the house of, what, 2 to 3? No, I don't think so. These are sigils, and so I'm showing you sigil art. I'm doing a very advanced brain surgery on plastic. I love you. Alright, so this Queen of Wands, many of you, all this is you getting crowned right here in a way that you didn't get drowned upside down in water for somebody to poke an olive branch and stick it in your eye and pull themselves through. That's what this is. And some of you all, knowing you met a very special match, and if you didn't have somebody there, this is like somebody feeling like they're getting old, and this is like somebody feeling like they're getting dead, and they're like, oh my god, but I love you, and like, can we just be happy? Yes, can we just get happy, right? And where it's like in these houses, we actually have a way to open up a nucleotide. A very special kind of magnetic halo treatment. And what I'm doing with retrograde and magnets that are making love in a special box where I twist them like this and it creates a magnetosphere that some people have been lying to you about, calling it explain what Mercury retrograde is. It's ant wars, static particles that come together certainly, and some people were taking swips and dibs while you were under different kinds of inoculation to smack you around. And where I played chess lockdown here and say, no, you don't, and this is kind of what my waving a red carpet in a bull's face looks like. Not exactly the zygote it thought. So, let's see what we have going on, because we're protecting relationships and love and safety here in the name of children who are more badass at saving us. Your Romance Angels card, worth waiting for. Some of y'all knew it, Aries. Your timing was not off. Because this tie me up idea with the gag rail for a gag on meat suits, this is what it looks like up front when it unravels in front of you and says, look, we were just being scary kids. We hid behind fractals and particles of light. That's what it looked like on the screen. Divine timing is at work in your love life. Some of you all have been waiting, and what a wait that's worth it might actually look like is maybe what grew in this tree over here. And what's this mystery thing? Yeah, bring me that mist. Yeah, nice. Way to christen that one. Strum it through the trees. Hey, how about 8 hurts that don't hurt so much? Because sound creates everything. That's what 2Bs has proven to be everything. So, let's see here. Express your love. So, if you're watching, cross-watching, you've been waiting to make your move with this Aries, or this Aries, you know which side you're on there. Go ahead. Make the romantic gesture. You're being encouraged here. This is looking wonderful. So, well, let's see what's happening, because this is passion unwinding. This is the strong of 2-3 to 2-9, where Saturn lets us lock ourselves maybe in a bitter genie bottle, where it's like, how old do you think that one is? Let's throw it out and see how it works. Well, how about you just pick one that feels good and imagine the torrents that feel the best, and now, oop, locked lid. All right, catch me again in a few. I'm coming back to you with what expands under these cards. Love you, Aries.
You'll catch your